simple instructional video for the lighting equipment. My name is Matthew Cochran, and I'll be walking you through all the basics of lighting operations so that you too can operate your very own shows with ease. I'll be taking you through all the basics, such as the basic lighting areas on the stage and how to actually use our board, the Strand 200 series. Out in the audience, otherwise known as the house, we have the catwalk. Now the catwalk holds most of our lighting instruments that shine on the stage. Above me we have the grid. Now the grid is very similar to the catwalk, except the lighting instruments are hung above the stage opposed to over the audience. Typically the grid hosts lighting instruments that are focused upstage for the actors and for the set pieces. Before you start running the show, however, you want to make sure that all the work lights are off. All a work light is a light not used for the actual production of the show. The reason why you want to make sure these guys are off is that if the script calls for a blackout, you want to make sure that the stage is black. That way you don't see any actors, any transitions, or any sets. In our theater, we have three locations. We have stage right, the grid, and stage left. In the stage right and left locations, you want to make sure that those are on if you need to work backstage, for safety reasons. Simply because you don't want to be tripping over things, or you don't want to be bumping into other people, or there might be a set piece there that you forgot about that you might bump into if the lights weren't on. Right here is the stage right work switch. Flip it off. It's easy as that if you're not using it. If you are using it, I would recommend keeping it on, again, for safety reasons. Now these are the switches for the grid lights. You want to make sure that these are always off during the show. Quite frankly, because they're just classroom lights. Use them for rehearsals, use them for when you're working on stage, but don't use them for the actual show, because you won't be able to see the actual lights that are actually trying to illuminate you. So for our purposes, we're going to flick them off. You can get quite a view of the stage from up here. Now, there's two different basic types of lighting, fill lighting and special lighting. Fill lighting is something that you're very familiar with already. As an actor, you know the different areas of the stage. Stage right, stage left, center stage, downstage, and upstage. Fill lighting covers those areas. Now there's nothing really specific about fill lighting. All you need to know is that it has to cover the actors and the set pieces, wherever they might be. So we break the stage up into the same basic areas. Area 1 is extreme stage right. Area 2 is downstage right, leaking into center stage. If you want to complete the stage, you want to turn on Area 3 with Area 2 to complete center stage and get downstage left. For Area 4 is extreme stage left, and then Area 5, 6, and 7 is upstage right, upstage center, and upstage left. So when you turn areas 1 through 7 on, you get a full wash of the stage. Now all the full washers is that when all the lights are on the stage, you can pretty much see everything on the stage. As for specials, they're exactly what they sound. It's a special area of the stage that you need to light, such as a top light, so lights coming above the actor's head, or coming through a window, or a specific area that the fill lighting just doesn't cover in the right way that you're looking for. For our purposes, however, the only thing we'll be looking at is cyc lighting. For our cyc, we have three different basic colors: red, blue, and green. Remember going back to the idea with the work lights? Same kind of thing applies in the booth. You want to make sure that all the work lights in the booth are turned off, that way you're not getting any spill light coming in from the booth. Work lights for this little hallway here, flick them off. Work lights for the actual booth are found on this panel here. Now when you're doing a show, make sure you turn them off. Again, for the spill light not leaking into the theater. If you do need to see for what you're actually doing, we have a few lights set up around the booth, but this one here will have a work light above. Shouldn't be seen by the audience, but give you enough light to see what you're doing. Now, for the actual theater, the industrial lights in there, or the work lights, these are the panels here. You want to make sure that every one is flipped off. That way you can turn the house lights on, which are the lights you want to have on when audience members are coming in and exiting the theater. It's this panel here. So there's three different settings. There's the top setting, which means everything's at full. There's the middle setting, which gives you control over each individual fader, and then there's off. What you want to have it set to is the middle setting, so when the audience comes in and you're ready to begin the show, slowly just fade to that. That way it looks clean, not choppy, it looks very professional. When it's time for the audience to leave, bring it on back up. Now this is our lighting board, the Strand 200 series. There's a couple of things you want to make sure before you start using it. And most important, you want to make sure that the DMX connection, which is the connection actually connecting the lighting board to the lighting system, is actually plugged in. It should be plugged into the wall back there. Shouldn't be an issue. turn it on, just flip the switch on the bottom left here. You hear a little bit of beep, the light should flash on, and you should be good to go.